Hello, everyone. Jeff Bauman here again to explain another assignment for EDD 485, 585. And the next assignment we're going to take a look at is your K-8 curriculum study. And again, your view is going to be a little different than mine right here, but the K-8 curriculum study is an assignment that I've created that forces you to take a look at the K-8 curriculum in the state of Michigan. That's right, the K-8 curriculum. And I want you to know all of the curriculum from grades kindergarten through 8th grade, because once you graduate college, you never know where you are going to wind up. So for instance, when I graduated Grand Valley State University, I wanted to teach 3rd grade. My first job was in a 2nd grade classroom, and then I was offered a 4th grade job. And long story short, that first job you get, you take no matter what it is, just so you can get your foot in the door, okay? And then maybe later on down the road, you can shift gears, go to a different grade level. That's always a possibility, but you need to know the big picture. And so for this assignment, you are going to take a look at the K-8 curriculum, the Michigan Science Standards, which are pretty much the same as the next generation science standards. And you need to take a look at what concepts, earth, life, and physical are taught at each grade, okay? The whole idea of this assignment is to synthesize the standards, explain them in your own words, and to get an idea of what you might expect at each grade level, okay? And also, what activities are you going to teach in order to meet these standards, okay? So first thing you're gonna do is you have your Michigan Science Standards right here. You can click on those and it will take you right to the Michigan Science Standards. And I'm gonna start scrolling down. Make sure you know these. As you work your way down, um, you'll notice that you have cross-cutting concepts. You're going to detail these in a flip grid reflection for 485, 585. And you will also talk about the science and engineering best practices. All right, so right here we have our kindergarten standards, and we have 3 big ideas. We have forces and interactions, pushes and pulls, interdependent relationships in ecosystems, animals, plants, and their environment, and weather and climate, okay? And when you scroll on down, you have engineering design for kindergarten. Now, we're not going to focus on engineering design in this document. We're only going to focus on the curriculum, if you will, okay? So you have your curriculum open. If I were to scroll on down, I could keep scrolling through the curriculum, but I'm going to stop here right now just for this example. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you are going to need to utilize my template, which is right here. You need to make a copy for yourself. Now, this is all on Google, so it's very easy to do. Before I make that copy, one of the biggest things that I, as an educator, expect is something I call the wow factor. It's when people look at your presentation, they go, wow, that's awesome, okay? So however you need to change the template, add pictures, whatever you got to do, I'm looking for a wow factor. I need all the required content, but a wow factor is appreciated. And the setting for this is anyone with a link can view. Okay, so make sure you change your share setting on your Google slide. Now, I'm going to click on this to open up the presentation template. And you'll notice that my template is on view mode only. So you're not allowed to edit this. Okay. Again, before you send me an email asking what's wrong with it, what you need to do is you got to go to File, and you are going to make a copy, entire presentation, and right here, you might want to make it say K-8 curriculum template presentation, change it to your last name, and once you make your copy, you can go in and edit, okay? And so the first thing you're gonna see here is you have your title page. Drop a title on it, add your name. Mine's still downloading, there we go. And apparently I use uppercase E's instead of lower. As a teacher, that drives me nuts. Now, In my background here, I'm going to want to add a cool picture, something science related, obviously. And then after you work on your title page and it has its wow factor, you want that as a teacher. You want these presentations to have wow factors, right? You're going to find a graphic organizer for each grade level, okay? And on the left, you have units of study, big concepts, and activities to meet standards. Now, the biggest thing is I don't want you to copy and paste the standard out of the Michigan Science Standards into this document. Do not copy the standards, okay? We're looking for the big ideas, all right? So on the side here, you have kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, middle school life science, middle school earth science, and middle school physical science. Now, the reason the last three slides are different is because in middle school, the state of Michigan has taken all of the middle school standards, they put them into a big pile, and as a school, you have the freedom to choose what each grade level does, okay? So at Shoemate, a few years back, we put all the standards into a pile, and we decided that sixth grade was going to do this, seventh grade was going to do that, eighth grade was going to do this, and we had to pull them all apart equally so we could map out a full year's worth of curriculum, okay? So in regards to the middle school, you're going to be looking at it in terms of life science, earth science, and physical. Now, I'm going to go back up to third grade right here. I was a student teacher of third grade. Awesome. Mrs. Blaine, Caledonia Community School District. Great teacher. What I'm going to do here is I am going to go back to my Michigan Science Standards, and I'm going to use third grade. So I'm going to scroll on down until I find third grade. That's first grade. And right here, I have third grade. Now in third grade, you're looking at forces and interactions, interdependent relationships in ecosystems, inheritance and variation of traits, life cycles and traits. It's a cool unit to teach. And weather and climate. So these are the big ideas that we have in third grade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that. And that was forces and interactions. That's physical. So I'm going to drop that right here. And interdependent relationships and ecosystems. Right here, obviously, you got your PS, physical science, LS, life science. And you're also looking at variation of traits, copy, paste, and I am also going to be looking at weather and climate, which in middle school, in my opinion, is a very challenging concept to teach students. That's going to go here for Earth. Okay, now on this side, you are going to come up with a list of activities to meet the standards. So these are big ideas that you can do with your students to meet these standards here. So you're going to need to know what the standards say in the Michigan Science Standards. So right here for weather and climate, students might do weather, STEM, learning modules. Big shout out to Weather STEM, Mr. Edward Mansuri and his awesome science that he's doing with Weather STEM. We do that at Shoemate, wonderful learning opportunities. Students might use the Globe Observer to measure clouds. Record weather occurrences and graph. Oh, learn how to spell, Jeff. Record weather and graph, we'll just say that. So right here, these are all organic ideas that you come up with that you might have your students do to meet the big concept. Once again, you are not going to go to the standards and copy the standard and paste it in. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong, okay? Now, once again, at the bottom, you're going to take all of the middle school life science big big ideas, big concepts, you're going to drop those in here, nice list, and then you're going to make a list of big activities that you can do as a middle school teacher to meet the standards. Okay? Then when you are done, lastly, what you're going to do, you're going to go to your share setting, and you are going to change that to right here, or anyone with a link can view. Copy your link, and you will submit that on Canvas. This is a 100-point assignment. Know your due date. Right here is your rubric. Make sure you have all of the required information and content needed. Wow factor is a must. And when you are done, turn that in on Canvas. Okay? So hopefully this tutorial helps and you can get a better idea of what to expect grades K through 8, because you never know what grade you're going to be teaching someday down the road. Anyways, make sure you're getting science done. Any questions, please email me. And this is a quick tutorial on the K-8 curriculum study.